Disney Fairies is back, and it may be old news if you don't keep up to date with the latest Disney Fairies news, like consistently searching Tinkerbell on shopping apps like I do. I thought it would be fun to talk about some of the new Disney Fairies merchandise. But first, there's videos that I have shared in the community tab of the channel that talk about what happened to the studio that was making the Tinkerbell movies and the struggles with the storytelling for the first movie. You should go watch those because I won't go into too deep into that, but I will say in the last movie, Legend of the Never Beast, released in 2014, I think, felt like the fairies were saying goodbye to us. And in my opinion, logically, if Disney was to make more Disney fairy movies, it wouldn't be the same. Animation has changed so much since 2014. But I do think the characters that we know and love, like Tink, Silver Mist, and Rosetta, would look beautiful in the art style of Puss in Boots and the Last Wish. Literally, the flowers in that movie are gorgeous. And like the watercolor storybook art style would look lovely on the Disney fairy characters. Anyways, there are currently 2 stories from the world of Pixie Hollow. And no spoilers here, but they are Bleak Watch Chronicles Tinkerbell in the Lost City and Wings of Starlight. So Bleak Watch Chronicles reads on the back of the book that Tinkerbell is back in a new adventure. Welcome to Bleak Watch, a hidden city of fairies living below the streets of London. Here, Tinkerbell will befriend the Flutterpunks, Bleak Watch's most infamous band of tinkering scavengers. Working together to find a mysterious necklace, they unknowingly discover a villainous secret at the city's clockwork capital. It'll be up to Tinkerbell to set things right. Luckily, that's what Tinker Fairies do best. I read this book and it was such an amazing story, and it ended on a cliffhanger, so I was pretty in-depth, like pretty invested in this world building of this story, and I hope that they do another book of this. I mean, it's called Chronicles, so it makes me think that it's going to end up being part of a series, but that no news of another one of these stories, Tinkerbell stories set in this world, have been announced yet. And then Wings of Starlight is about Queen Clarion and Lord Mallory's like backstory and love. So if you're familiar with the little part of Secret of the Wings, then this is that story. I'm currently on chapter 18, and here is my bookmark. So a brief introduction to the Wings of Starlight story is, before she was the queen of Pixie Hollow, she was a young fairy who had to choose between duty and her heart. It's been centuries since a warm season fairy has crossed into the winter woods, and while most fear the legends of monsters lurking in the frozen lands, Clarion can't help but be intrigued by winter's static beauty. However, under the watchful eye of the current monarch and the court's seasonal minister, Clarion has little time to dwell on daydreams while the days of her coronation dwindle away. That is until reports of a monster crossing from winter into spring, making their way to the palace. Clarion sees defeating this threat as an opportunity to prove she is worthy of her new role, but instead of finding a monster at the edge of winter, she finds Mallory, a young guardian of the winter woods. Together, they form an unlikely bond, and they race to save their lands. As their alliance warms to something more, they will discover there is a reason. A warm season fairy and a winter fairy must not be together, and the cost would be just as deadly as the monsters that prowl in the winter woods. Oh my goodness. And yes, the story is very good. In my opinion, Wings of Starlight, while it has the world building of Pixie Hollow, it also has adult responsibilities included into the whimsical world of Pixie Hollow. And in my opinion, those two things don't mix well when they're out of balance. So as much as I am loving this story, I think I would have loved it more if it had just a sprinkle of adult responsibilities. But I do love the story building and the way details are explained, like how their dresses are explained, how the atmosphere and the surroundings of the characters are explained. I really do love that part of the story, and the fact that it's Queen Clarion and Lord Mallory's like love story, sold. Okay, I don't want to complain too much because Disney Fairies is making a comeback, and whatever we get, I just want to be happy with it. The only thing I'm really not happy with is like if Disney does a live action. I don't want that. Stick with the stories, like stick with the books. That is working. That's my opinion on Wings of Starlight. Okay, moving on. There is, however, a new story arriving soon titled Wings of Reverie. The story centers around Periwinkle and a mysterious dream weaver. I assume it's going to be another romance, but we don't get very much of Peri. We didn't see her, like, maybe we'll get some backstory on her. Maybe we'll dive deeper into that character. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see through my stories that I go through like phases of just sharing and hyping the Periwinkle Wings of Reverie book, because I am honestly excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna hype it because I'm hyped. So go check out my Instagram at Cats and Flowers. I don't like self-plug very often, but I'm having a whole lot of fun sharing my graphic design work and my pretty pictures that I take of my dolls over there. And also check out the post section of the channel. A few videos back, I announced activity sheets. So if you want to stay up to date and like interact with the activity sheets, go check out the book section of my channel. Okay, self-plug over, back to the info dump. So on Webtoons, there is a manga style comic of Wings of Starlight, and the art style of that, it is just so whimsical. It is flitterific. And actually I wonder if there's going to be printed versions of that. I mean, Wings of Starlight is a big book, so I'm not sure how they're going to fit that entire story. There might be some bits left out. Maybe they do a part 1 on Webtoons and maybe a part 2 in print, or both on Webtoons. I'm not entirely sure the details there. There's also a Disney Fairies tarot deck, and it is available on Amazon. The art style is so whimsical, and this card of Gruff is so wonderful. Now, even if you aren't into tarot, you could frame the cards. Since they're small, you could probably do like a collage of them in a single frame. It's definitely on my wish list. There is also 2 different enamel pins, blind boxes from the store Box Lunch. One is a very simple design with what looks like blue stained glass effect on the wings and glitter in the outfits part, but Iridesca's left out. It's probably because Periwinkle's there. And it's interesting how Tink is in her Peter Pan art style. The other set is the main 6 with the same poses but with flowers. And Tink is sitting on a mushroom, and look, Iridesca's there! I think these pins are so whimsical, but I would have so much anxiety about losing them. I actually have a Tinkerbell pin, but it has sort of retired off of my bag. And actually, speaking of bags, there are many different Loungefly bags of Disney Fairies, and some in Tink's Peter Pan art style. Here are just a few. This small bag is so pretty. I love how it has all the main 5 characters, and it looks like they're in the pixie dust tree. The zipper pull is a little fairy house, and on the back there's a trail of ladybugs. I also like the size of the front pocket. There's also this crossbody bag, and it has Tink in her Peter Pan art style. This bag is mostly her wings and a little bit of shimmer to the fabric the bag's made out of. The bag has gold painted sparkles fading from the bottom and a silhouette of Tink in gold. The strap is mostly chain with the second star to the right sparkle charm, and the inside lining has Peter, Wendy, and the other children flying in the sky. I like the look of this bag so much. The last bag I will talk about, I actually have. So I got this for my birthday one year, and from afar it just looks like watercolored mushrooms, but if you look closer, Tink is sort of hidden among the mushrooms, and it's a simple repeating pattern all around the bag, but I love it so much, and it fits the necessities. Oh, I didn't mean for this to become a bag review. One last thing before I go. As far as I know, there are a few different Tinkerbell themed accessories out there in the world right now, and I'm actually wearing a few of them. So the first one, you guys may have seen it in one of my videos, is this necklace. And it has Tink in her Peter Pan art style, and this little charm of her wings. And it's got like a gold painted chain. The next are hair accessories. It's these little clips that are shaped like her wings, and they actually have like a printed pattern on them of her wing prints, so that's pretty cool. It came in 2 different colors, this like light greenish blue color and then a purple one. The next accessory are these blue ribbon hair clips that have a gold Tinkerbell silhouette charm hanging from them, and I think they're very whimsical. Well, as far as I know, that's all of the newish Tinkerbell or Pixie Hollow things out there. Talking about these things was so fun. It was like sharing what I want, like a wish list. Well, that's all. Fly with you soon.